So welcome to your headstand sequence today. So this sequence is not so much of a flow. It's working into a bit of a stretch, working through some drills and building up the foundation we need to be able to make sure that we can hold ourselves well in headstand. And because it is a headstand sequence, it doesn't mean that we're going to have to fly ourselves up into headstand straight away. It's working with our resistance and working with our fears, looking to connect our head towards the mat. So your feet might not even want to lift up today. That is absolutely fine. There is no pressure with that. So when you are ready, I will meet you seated on the mat. Okay, so just coming into a comfortable seated position on the mat, so cross-legged, on your knees, even lying down if that feels better for you. Then just taking a moment to soften the gaze or closing down the eyes here. Maybe taking a deep belly breath in through the nose. Gently part the lips and let it go. Allowing this breath to bring you into your practice. Settling through the mind, through the body. Starting to connect to your flow, your rhythm, your pace of breath. And knowing that in our practice that there's always space for growth. But with growth often comes that element of resistance, of fear. That thing that we have to work through to enable ourselves to grow. So maybe we can start to work with that today. So coming into inversions, into headstand might be something that does create this fear, this resistance, but just honouring and acknowledging that today. Knowing that that is okay. That is often what we feel before we grow, and it's fine to tap in and listen to that, listening to our body, working with that fear. And then just taking a couple of breaths here, allowing that to settle. And then gently start to blink open the eyes, start to draw the chin towards the chest. And then inhale, take that left ear towards left shoulder, half neck roll. Exhale back through center. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale back through center. Let's take one more each side. Maybe you're moving a little bit slow, a little bit faster. That's absolutely fine here. Maybe the eyes are closed. And then take in 2 more rounds of the half neck circles, or if it feels nice, extending, opening that through as we take that full neck circle in one direction. And then take it back in the other direction, noticing every little part of the movement, each sensation. And then gently start to take the chin all the way back up. Then taking hold of your strap or something that resembles a strap. We're going to come into a bit of a yin posture to lengthen through the hamstrings here to begin. One of my favourite yin postures. So taking the legs out long and just start to allow yourself to roll down all the way onto your back here. So making a loop with the strap, so making sure that it's secure and it's not going to fall out here. So when you've done that, making sure the metal bit is not near your head, taking the strap and take it around the center of the right foot. And then taking the strap and place it towards the back of the head. This might look and feel a little bit strange, just go with it. And then from here, you might want to adjust the strap, either loosening or tightening it a little bit. You can keep this left leg bent, maybe straighten through the left leg, and then just simply surrender to this pose so the head is not being held up. There's no core engagement. We're just completely allowing the head to drop back. The leg is soft. And taking this nice restorative stretch. The option to close down the eyes here. And this might feel a little bit strange to begin. It might feel almost a little bit strange to trust in the strap that you're not going to completely just fall down. On each exhale, can you just allow the leg, the back of the head, to soften? Maybe the head starts to come a little bit lower towards the ground. And we're not pushing or pulling anything here. It's really passive. And take in a couple more breaths here. And then gently start to release the strap. So taking the strap over to one side, keep that right leg lifted. And then maybe holding on to the back of the thigh, the calf, or maybe even you can hold on to the big toe with the peace fingers. Lift and lengthen. So we're now engaging through the core, and see if you can start to draw that leg towards the face towards the leg, and hold in there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Exhale all the way down. Plant that right foot down on the mat. And then we'll take the same restorative pose on the other side. So taking the sole of the left foot, put the strap towards the center of the foot, and then hooking that strap onto the back of the head. So this might feel completely different in this way. We're just adjusting the strap to where it feels right for you. Again, option to keep that right leg, the right sole of the foot down, or extending through that leg. Nice. And then from here, just allow the arms to surrender beside you. And then really see if you can start to tap into the mind to just completely let yourself go here. You are supported, you are safe. Feeling calm and relaxed with these sensations. Maybe feeling a really deep stretch through the back of that left leg. And breathing into it, we're not forcing anything here. Can the shoulders melt a little bit more? Can the back of the skull become a little bit heavier? Take 2 more breaths here. And gently lifting the shoulders off the mat and hooking that strap and just placing the strap over to one side. Option to hold behind the back of the left thigh, left calf, or hooking the left feet's fingers around the left toe. Draw the shoulders up, engage the core, push the back body down towards the mat, lifting and lengthening, head towards the foot, foot towards the head. Active through that right foot, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Exhale all the way down, really nice. And then just taking a little stretch out through the top of the hips, taking the feet towards the sit bones, taking them hips distance apart. On an inhale, start to ground down through the feet, squeeze the thighs and lift the hips all the way up to the sky. Nice. And then exhale, roll all the way back. Taking hold of underneath the thighs, gently start to rock the body 3 times, forward and back. And on the 3rd time, can you hold in your Navasana boat pose? Any option, so toes down. You can have your feet 45 or maybe starting to extend those legs. Little back bend through the upper body, hold for 5. Squeeze thighs 4, 3, belly engaged 2, 1. Nice. Release it all the way back down to your seated position. Amazing. Then taking your hands and just place them on your shoulders and just give yourself some nice, big, juicy shoulder circles. Going 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other direction. Breathing into this space. Nice. And then keeping the arms out, just gently start to twist from side to side. So really starting to use the upper body, the abdominals here to control the movement. So we're not actively swinging the shoulders. We're really trying to engage this movement from our core. Nice. 1 more each side. Nice. And then release the hands all the way down. Then start to come into your tabletop position, your all fours position. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, finding that foundation, fingertips spread wide here, gripping the mat. Let's take a couple rounds of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, the tailbone rises, the belly lowers, chest reaches through, gaze goes up to the sky. As you exhale, tuck under the pelvis, push away through shoulder blades, gaze to your belly. Nice, take a couple more rounds of this movement with your breath, but really focusing on keeping that core nice and engaged here. So maybe the back bend is a little bit less today. Nice. And coming all the way back to your tabletop position. From here, start to lower down onto your forearms. So this is actually the position that we're going to take our headstand from today when we move into it, but just starting to work through a little drill. So how to set up that space. Do you take the forearms out in front of us, then crossing over, you want to make sure you can hold on to opposite elbows. Take them back out, interlacing the hands in front. So finding that position, finding that support. And when you're ready, you're going to take some protraction and retraction with the shoulders, finding into that space, that support which we want in our headstand. So as you inhale, feel like you're pushing the backs of the shoulder blades up towards the sky. So core is engaged, belly is engaged. Really push the shoulder blades away. As you exhale, let go of the shoulder blades and feel like you're squeezing them together now. So we're sinking down through the shoulders. Inhale, push the shoulder blades away. Feel like you're squeezing your armpits together, pushing the mat really far away from you. Nice, and then lower down. Let's take 3 more of each. Inhale, contract. Exhale, retract. It's all coming from the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, really push away and hold. Exhale, release. Nice. Come back to your tabletop position. Take your hands a little bit further in front of you. Tuck under toes, lift knees and sit bones high. Downward facing dog. And so just take some movement in your downward facing dog. Hopefully you should be feeling nice through the hamstrings now. Quite strong through those arms. Maybe take a nice releasing breath. Then taking the gaze forward, start to tiptoe the feet behind the wrist, keeping a bend in the knees, melt the body forward. Option to stay here or option to hold on to opposite elbows, gently sway from side to side. Ragdoll pose and just let the heaviness of the head, of those arms, the shoulders relax here. And coming back to center, ground down through the feet, touching towards chest and peel the body all the way up. Roll shoulder blades down the back. Nice. Take your hands to your heart center here. Take a moment. Breathe into this space. Breathe into the fear and the resistance. Exhale, let it all go. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Just going to take a mini sled just to help warm up the body before we move into our variation. So when you're ready, grounding down through the feet, inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hinging forward, slight bend in the knees if you need to, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins, gaze forward or fingertips in the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the left foot towards the back of the mat. Lower that left knee down, option to pad or roll the mat underneath the knee if you need to protect it. Inhale, open into that low lunge, squeeze the glutes, lift through the chest. As you exhale, send the sit bones towards the back, flex through that right foot. Option to keep a bend in the knee. Feel like you're drawing and lowering that right hip bone down and back. Nice, let's take 2 more. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest. Exhale, half Hanumanasana. Inhale, move it forward. Exhale, take it back. Nice. Inhale, come all the way forward, plant the hands down. Lift that back knee, step it all the way back to your plank pose. From here, we're going to lower down to our belly on the count of 5. So option to lower down to the knees if you wish, shoulders over the wrist. Start to lower down, bend those elbows back for 5, 4, keep it controlled, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Coming into Sphinx pose. So taking your hands parallel, elbows under the shoulders or just slightly in front. You're going to take a variation of cat-cow in your Sphinx posture here. So grounding down through the hands. As you inhale, roll the shoulder blades back, squeezing the glutes slightly, pushing the tops of the feet down to the mat, lift the chest. As you exhale, start to protract those shoulders like we did at the start. Push away, touching towards the chest. See if you can lift your upper thighs off the mat, really feeling that core engaged. Nice. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, peel it up. Exhale, squeeze the core, squeeze those glutes. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, squeeze everything in and lower all the way down. Keeping your hands in this position. Start to tuck under the toes. Power through the shoulders, through the glutes, lifting to your forearm plank. Nice. From here, slightly pivot that right hand in if you need to. Stack the feet on top of one another. Side plank forearm. So finding that engagement, squeeze the thighs, lifting up. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, wrap that left hand under right armpit. Nice. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, wrap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, wrap. Inhale, lift all the way back up. Exhale, come all the way back to your forearms. Lower the hips down, lower the belly. Take hands into shoulders. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale to undertone, lifting back, downward facing dog. Nice, amazing. Giving yourself a little wiggle, a little shake, maybe noticing how you feel on one side compared to the other. And then take the gaze in between your hands, walk, step, jump, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up over Headstand. Exhale, hands through heart center. So same flow, other side. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and lowering forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot towards the back of the mat. This time, lower the right knee down. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest. Exhale, send those sit bones back. Option to keep a bend through that left leg, drawing the hip down and back. Inhale. Exhale, draws you back, half animal. Keeping strong through the core. Inhale. Exhale it back. Inhale, lift, peel that chest up. And exhale, take it all the way back. Inhale, planting the hands down, frame that front foot. Step back to your plank. Same, lower knees if you need. Lowering down to the belly with control for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing, coming into that Sphinx posture. Taking your 4 rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, pull the heart forward, open through the chest. Exhale, protract the shoulders. Round, push down through the mat, lift the belly, lift the thighs. That's it. Inhale, draws back, open the chest. Exhale, push, draw it away. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, holding here, find that engagement. Lower all the way back down. Keep the hands where they are, tuck under toes, forearm plank. Really push those shoulder blades to the sky. Option to slightly pivot that left hand in as you stack the right foot on top of the left. Inhale, the right arm reaches all the way up to the sky, forearm side plank. Squeeze the thighs, lifting up through the belly, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha here. Inhale, maybe take the gaze to the hand. Exhale, sweep the right hand underneath the left armpit. Inhale. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come all the way back round, forearm plank. Lower the belly all the way down towards the mat. Take hands under the shoulders. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, tuck under toes, lift sit bones high, downward facing dog. Amazing. Breathe in here. And then slowly start to lower the knees all the way down towards the mat. Come back to your seat here. Take a moment, find that breath, the calm within the heat. And then inhale, take the right arm all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, bend in that right hand, so placing it towards the top of that. Take the left hand down and just giving yourself a nice little tricep stretch. Really trying to draw the ribs and the belly together here. We're not flaring out through the back body too much. Option to stay here or option to take cow face bind with the hands. So keeping the right hand where it is, externally rotate the left and it comes up, either holding, taking your strap, maybe taking hold of your top, or maybe you can take the bind here, clasping the hands. Again, finding that connection between the ribs and the belly, lifting up through the head. Maybe you can actively draw the back of the head towards that right forearm. And taking a couple breaths here, option to stay here, or option to challenge the bind and begin to gently start to fold forward here. Taking it easy, taking what feels right for you. Breathing into that space. Don't want to cause any pain, any harm here. We're just challenging. We're seeing where we're at today. Everyone is on a different journey. If you've taken fold, slowly and controlled, start to work the body all the way back up. Nice, release the arms out to the side and just give them a little shake off. It'll move forward and backwards here. And we'll take the same on the other side. So inhale, the left arm sweeps high, taking the left hand towards the center of the back, and then assisting with that right hand, taking that tricep stretch. Keeping the ribs drawn in, the belly engaged. Option to take that bind, so again, the right hand externally comes round, either holding onto the top, taking your strap, or maybe you can reach for that bind here. And breathing into this space. This might be enough for you. It might feel completely different on either side. So just working into that, exploring the body. Maybe the back of the head gently encourages that left arm to open a little bit more. Maybe you want to challenge the bind and gently start to fold forward, working with the breath here. You're taking the fold gently, start to come all the way back up. Wherever you are, releasing the hands out to the side and just give them a little shake off. Take some nice juicy shoulder rolls, rolling back, rolling forward. Nice. And when you're ready, coming back into the position that we took in the start. So coming to your tabletop position here. Lowering down to the forearms and finding that setup. So crossing your arms, holding onto opposite elbows, taking the hands out in front of you, and then interlacing the hands down towards the mat. So option to stay here like we did, protracting and retracting the shoulders, but option to take the same exercise, but lifting up onto the toes, coming into our dolphin posture. So pushing away with the forearms here, maybe the gaze is towards the knees, maybe it's down towards the mat. And starting to take 5 of these retractions and protractions. So inhale, protract. Really push the shoulder blades away from you like we did at the start. Push the mat away. Squeeze those armpits together. Exhale, release it down. Allow the shoulder blades to meet. Notice how the head is sinking down. I'm not moving my head. It's all working through the shoulders, through the forearms. Nice, protract. Let it go. For 3, keep that belly engaged. For 2, and 1. To release, lower the knees down, come all the way back to a kneeling position again. Take a couple rolls through the shoulders here. Okay, so ready to move into some variations of our Sirsasana headstand. So as you notice, I've been working into the hamstrings, the core, and a lot into the shoulders and the forearms. Because in headstand, it's not actually, despite the name, a lot of the weight isn't actually on the head. Yeah, the head makes contact with the floor, with the mat, but we're really actively working into the support of our shoulders, our forearms, our core. When you're ready, I'm going to talk you through a series of options now. So starting with one of the more gentler postures, and then we're going to move progressively, and I'll show you variations of how we can progress. Maybe each time you come to do this, or you take it in your own practice, you might try a different variation. I'll also show you some entrances as well near the wall if it's something that you want to work on to get that confidence and build into your headstand. Whichever variation you take, making sure, really important that we don't just rush up straight away, because we've obviously got a lot of the blood circulation is running towards the head. If we kind of come up, we can get a bit of a head rush. So wherever you are, coming back, taking child's pose for a good few breaths, and then gently starting to come up. So start with the first variation, which is rabbit pose. So coming back to your kneeling position, and then gently start to take the top of the head down towards the mat. So it's in like a triangle, so it's probably about a arm's distance away from me. tucking under the toes here. And see if you can hold on to the backs of the heels. So you might want to adjust compared to just noticing how this feels for you. Push the hands into the foot into the hands, and really start to feel that connection of the shoulders of the belly. Rabbit pose. Amazing. And inversion. We're feeling the benefits of the inversion, completely similar to headstand, but nothing is off the mat. We're building that stability, that control, that sensation of what it feels like. So taking a couple breaths here. When you're ready, untuck the toes, simply send the sit bones back. Allow the forehead to melt down, come into any variation of child's pose. And taking a couple breaths here. Taking as long as you need, gently starting to peel yourself all the way up towards your kneeling position. Nice. So if that's something you want to work with and you want to stay there, we're kind of building on each posture. So wherever you want to stay and you want to continue with that, then please do. The next one, we're going to start to work into lifting the hips off the mat. So a bit like a dolphin pose, but with our head connected down to the mat. So finding that really important foundation to begin with. So crossing the forearms, holding on to the elbows, take the arms out wide, interlacing the hands here. You can release the thumbs if that feels better for you, to allow the head to reach down towards the mat. So it's almost like your hands are gliding through your hairline. So you want to aim to have this position here. So we don't want to be really far back on the head. That will cause too much instability. Likewise, we don't want to have too much weight on the forehead because that will cause a lot of pressure in our neck. So finding between this area where it feels right for you. So allowing that to sweep down, resting the crown of the head down towards the mat, pushing away with those shoulders, find that contraction that we found before. So under the toes, lift the knees, lift the sit bones high. Maybe this is enough. Maybe you can start to walk your feet in a little bit here. So if our hips are stacked over our shoulders, that'll make it a lot easier for us to access headstand. So here might be enough for you. Working with this, then come down, take your breaths in child's pose. If you want to add on from here, maybe you can start to draw one knee into the chest. Maybe you can start to draw another knee into the chest. Maybe you can start to extend one leg to the sky. So just having a feel of what it's like to just take one leg off the mat. Maybe even rising right onto the ball of that toe. Finding that engagement through the shoulders, through the forearms. Nice. If you want to add on from here, drawing one knee into the chest. Again, maybe coming right up onto the ball of the foot, if it feels good for you. Maybe starting to draw the other knee into the chest. Coming into this tuck variation of headstand. So breathing here, squeezing the core, squeezing the knees in towards the chest. We're not opening them out and making them loose. Everything is tightly squeezed, pushing away through shoulders. Breathing here. When you're ready, lower one leg, lower the other, coming back into your variation of child's pose. Maybe you want to just take the forehead, give it a little massage out into the mat. And then coming back to that breath here, wherever you are. Gently starting to peel yourself all the way up towards your kneeling position. Nice, amazing. If doing the headstand in the middle of the room isn't where you're at right now, but you want to work on that sensation of maybe lifting both knees off the mat, then a wall is also a really good place to start. But it's really good to build that foundation and that core and shoulder strength. But it's really important to know that at some point we're going to kind of move away and work with that fear too. But it's a really good place to start. So I'll show you some variations as well. I'll just take that over here. Okay, so like we did with the tuck variation, setting up, finding our foundations to begin with. When you take this, taking the crown of the head down, walking the feet as close as you can. So maybe now you'll have a bit less fear of walking the toes right up, stacking these hips, then drawing one knee in, maybe the other knee. So I really want you to work with this tuck variation, especially if it's something that you've not taken before. If you want to add on, maybe taking one leg, maybe taking one leg, tucking one, find that stability. What we want to avoid here is this banana back. So see how the back is shaping. I'm not building any core strength here. So one way to work with this is drawing the leg towards centre. Maybe you could draw it back, or maybe you could just hold here, one foot on the wall. And just maybe taking that switch until you find that centre. And then lowering into your tuck. Extend one leg, extend the other. Come back, child's pose. So taking a few breaths there, making sure that you don't rush up too much. So another really good variation as well with the wall is to actually find your length. So we start by almost like you're going to take a forward fold towards the wall. So we're finding that space. Where our sit bones are, we plant our hands down and we take that same foundation. So cross the hands, take the arms out, take it down, find the foundation. You can walk the leg towards the wall. From here, maybe extending into this L shape. Again, just feeling what it feels like. This might feel a little bit more intense, but you might want to feel like just hovering the foot off the wall here. Maybe you can draw it together. And then walking the feet back down. Child's pose. Breathing into this space, so whatever options you are, wherever you are, just taking that time, have a last little bit of play. If you feel quite confident in your full headstand and you're looking for the next place to go, again, as we said, always working into that new thing, that bit that might bring you a little bit of fear. We're going to look as well, just touch on lifting up through a pike transition in our headstand. So setting up, as we have for every variation, holding on to elbows, take it out, place the head down, release the thumbs if that feels better for you, tuck under toes, and then we really want to walk here, the toes as close as we can. Push away through those shoulders. Here is largely about the core. I'm squeezing my thighs in together, I'm pointing my toes, and then from here I can squeeze, 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 and lift all the way up, really pushing through those shoulders. Internally squeezing the thighs, your glutes are switched on here. And then when you get to the top, finding almost that little bit of sensation of lightness. And then coming back the same way, squeeze everything in. Send the sit bones almost behind you to counter the weight of the legs. Squeeze, 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 push down through those forearms, lower down, lower the knees. Child's pose again, massaging through that forehead. Just coming back to that breath, wherever you are, we'll all meet in this closed leg child's pose. We can release in breath if we need to. And taking a moment really to be proud of what you've worked through, what you've worked with. Knowing that you're on your own journey, and it's always exciting to know that there's another little part for you to discover. Take as long as you need here. When you are ready, slowly combing the body all the way up to seated. Now just take a couple of rotations through that neck, releasing off. So as we did at the start, draw chin towards the chest. Left ear, left shoulder, back through center. Right ear, right shoulder, back through center. Option to add this full neck circles here, finding that space. Rotate in the direction. And coming back to center, place the left fingertips down towards the mat. Inhale the right arm all the way up and just allow it to place onto the side of the left ear. Walking the fingertips away from you if you need that little bit of deeper stretch. And then tucking the chin in, taking the hand just behind the crown, just behind the skull, and drawing it down, so finding a nice sensation through the back of the neck. And just gently release, take it on the other side. Inhale, the left hand sweeps, placing it onto that left ear. Find that stretch through the side of the neck, walking the fingertips away to intensify the stretch. And then tuck the chin down, and so you're looking at your armpit, take the hand behind the head. Find that nice stretch through the back of the neck. Just take it all the way back through center, interlace hands behind you, roll the shoulder blades back, really lift open through that heart space. Nice, take it all the way back through center. And then ending today with a nice restorative pose of legs up the wall. You can use a bolster or a block as well if there's not a wall nearby. And just starting to move the sit bones as close to the wall as you can, so coming at it from the side, then lowering down onto the back, taking those legs up above you, and then just allowing those hands to rest out beside you. Releasing into this pose, feeling how weightless this feels. And just coming back to that balance, allowing everything to come back down into the body. Feeling the grounding of the back of the shoulders, the sit bones. Allowing yourself to melt here for a moment. Take 3 more big, beautiful breaths in. Maybe a little release in sigh and yawn. And then slowly, as you can, coming back the way you can. Lower the legs all the way down to the side. Make your way into a little fetal position here. Just take a moment to be in this posture of rebirth, this posture of letting go anything that you don't need to here, knowing you can always leave whatever does not serve you right here on the mat. And then keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft, slowly start to make your way to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Taking your hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra prayer. And then bowing your forehead down towards your fingertips in honor of your amazing self, in honor of the fear, the resistance, the layers that you have peeled back today through this practice, wherever you are on your journey. Lifting the head all the way back up, thumbs come to meet your third eye center. Thank you. Thank you so much for working into a little bit of a different practice today, and hopefully a practice that you can progressively work through and develop and revisit. So yeah, take care and thanks for flowing. See you later. Bye.